Whether you're applying for college or just looking for that first part-time job, a resume can be more influential than you think. A resume is not just a piece of paper. It's actually a marketing tool. This is your way to present yourself to a potential employer or to that college admission officer. And it may very well be that first introduction and needs to be the best impression. It may also be a deciding factor for whether or not they give an interview for the particular position. So you want to take very seriously the development of your resume. First, start fresh. It's always important to begin with a blank document. Now, there are lots of templates available online and in textbooks, but most employers prefer that you take the initiative to start with a blank document and create it yourself. It shows initiative. Don't use flashy colors or fancy fonts. Something that is simple and easy to read is always going to be your best bet. Times New Roman and Arial are typically the ones that are most recommended. Remember, keep it simple. Also, keep it short. One page is generally best for a resume. Be professional. Make sure that your contact information is placed at the top with your name, your address, your phone number, and an email address. The email address is especially important. Don't use the one that you created in junior high that was Hot Babe number 3 or Knights Basketball Star. Use something more professional, such as your last name and your first initial. If you're concerned, use one of the free hosting sites, such as Gmail or Yahoo. Know your goal. Be specific. If this is for a job, then have read the job description and know the job responsibilities and address how you would be able to fit into that particular position. Identify your qualifications. Demonstrate to that potential employer or that admissions officer that you can fulfill the needs that they have. Brag a little. This is your opportunity to tell about yourself. Summarize your pre-professional experience. Even if you don't have a lot of job experience, maybe you've been a part of organizations in high school that have taught you specific skills such as leadership or communication. Use reverse chronological order. Put your most recent experiences first and then work backward. Be sure to include internships, organizational memberships such as your school clubs, FFA, FCCLA, Quiz Bowl, Student Council, any of those organizations that may have provided you with opportunities beyond just the classroom experience. Include volunteer work, community involvement. Church and school involvements are extremely important and can show how you work well with others. If you are bilingual, be sure to designate that as well. That's a huge skill in today's job market that's very needed and very necessary. Include school. Education is just as important as experience, particularly if you don't have much job experience or don't have any at all. Include any college courses that you've taken in high school. If you've been a part of the accelerated programs or advanced placement programs, be sure and include those as well. And if you're not yet a graduate, note that high school diploma anticipated May 2018 is perfectly acceptable in that education area of your resume. Finally, and most importantly, read closely. Proofread. Make sure that there are no grammar errors, no spelling errors, because this can be a complete turn-off for that admissions officer or that potential employer. It looks as if you didn't really take the time that was needed to prepare the proper resume. And if you weren't willing to do that, will you be willing to take the time to perform the job tasks? Another good way of having The assurance that your resume is ready is to have a parent, teacher, or friend edit it as well. When editing, you may want to read backward from the last word to the first, because this way you can ensure that you catch any of those spelling errors or grammar errors that you might naturally read over and miss because you know what you meant for it to say. That final resume looked very much like this. Simple, only one page, easy to read, Times New Roman font, name, address, telephone number, email, education listed in backward chronological order, qualifications, work experience, including the current position held, and then also personal qualifications. To give that reader, that potential employer, or that admission officer an insight into your personal skills, those soft skills that are so important in today's workplace. A resume really is that first impression that you make on that potential employer or that college admissions officer. It's very important to take the time and to put the effort into making it as neat and perfect as possible.